A Dark Knight's medal gets slightly smaller. Here's your look at the new DC Direct. This is the DC Designer Series Greg Capullo Batman mini statue. With the smash success that has been DC's Dark Knight's medal, DC Direct is re-releasing its DC Designer Series Batman at a smaller 7-inch size than the previous 12-inch statue at a lower price point. This new edition is the perfect chance to grab this statue while you can. Before we get a closer look at the Greg Capullo Designer Series Batman statue, the first thing we're going to do is calculate how tall the statue actually stands. And while I'm doing this, I'd like to send out a big thank you to the folks over at DC Direct who took the time and sent this one my way. As the packaging would state, though, this is a re-release. If you had had a chance to pick up this one initially, this one would have been a lot taller, 12 inches in height. This one, slightly smaller, standing actually at 7 inches. The proof is in the pudding, in fact. Look at the readout here on my trusty tape measure. The Greg Capullo Batman statue stands, in fact, yes, at 7 inches, so about half the height of what it originally was. Switching that to centimeters, then you're looking at the statue standing just shy of being 18 centimeters, 17.9 to be exact. Very, very carefully, I'll remove Batman from his display base and just put him down for one split second. Don't worry, we'll go in and look at him closer in a second. But I just wanted to show you the display stand. A lot of the calling card, it seems, for DC Direct and formerly DC Collectibles was the fact that when it came to their Designer Series statues, they generally were of a black circle base, and this one being no different. You do have two holes, which will of course accommodate the pegs on the undersides of Batman's feet. But before that, you can look at the Batman logo as well as metal down below that. Now, this has been printed on, not embossed in the stand at all, actually. You flip around the base, and we'll spin this around. This one would be circulated at a limited release of 5,000 copies worldwide. You'll probably see it says AP10. This is an artist proof 10, as this was a provided sample, but normally your numbered sequence would have been out of the 5,000 listed here. And then you have rubber feet. While not on the corners, there's no corners on a circle, at very least, there are 4 rubberized feet to prevent any scratching on surfaces when you put the statue down. Sticking, I feel, to foregoing putting Batman back on his display stand, it certainly would be a lot easier, I feel, to move the statue around. I'm just going to leave it off for the time being. Now, this one was originally released, as I stated before, in a 12-inch size. One good thing about having these smaller is they're taking up a lot smaller of a footprint. You still get all the details that they would have jam-packed into the 12-inch size, just like I said, slightly smaller. With the Greg Capullo design of Batman, I feel you get a little bit more of an animated treatment to what the Caped Crusader looks like. As you can see, he is sporting now his more common current costume, primarily with the outlined yellow bat logo there, or emblem there on the front of his chest. As you can see, though, the yellow also plays a big pivotal role when it comes to his utility belt, as it's been simplified, only having these rectangles of black, but each one of them very brightly outlined here in yellow. A lot of his outfit, though, is torn and tattered, unfortunately, and Batman has seen certainly better days. I like that there is this speckling of blood that's made a way across his entire costume, and there's a lot of little noted rips and tears, not only in the costume, but to his skin itself as well. Lots of blood, lots of excessive amounts of blood, which actually works perfectly for this particular statue. Just speckled across, minus, of course, that sound effect, across his legs, across his boots, across his chest, and of course across his face. Going back to his face and a talking point I mentioned before, it certainly does more feel like an animated version of Batman, and it works really well for this design. You can see the more broader, bigger, triangular eyes all done in white, and a very more cartoon expression. Certainly, though, you can still read the anguish on Batman's face. He's got a little trickle of blood running down the front, just above his bottom lip, and it's sort of trickling down to his chin there. And he's got some gashes and wounds there on the sides of his face as well. Little details I certainly do appreciate on this particular statue is little noted scratchings. They're almost like little cross hatchings of color, done here in blue on the top and also blue here on the side of his face. And really, again, like when you look at it, there's a lot going on for this particular statue. You'll probably see a whole lot of it here with the frayed and shredded cape that he's got on the side. You get a good game of peekaboo happening there, as you certainly can see through each of the holes, some slightly larger than the others, with, again, all that nice speckled blood going across it. Nice touches also is the fact that because the cape here on this side is all done in black, the inside, though, you still get the outlining of black, simply just because, like I said, the outside here is done all in black. Again, you've got larger and smaller splotches of blood. And again, we spin the statue around. There's really a lot to look at here. Again, you got the little areas here where it literally looks like somebody's just carved into the cape. And there's some areas that are frayed. There are some areas even that are peeling up. And you can sort of see the gray underneath it. This is why I think I like this statue so much. There's certainly a lot to feast your eyes on. There's a lot to, even as you spin it around, that you pick up that you may not have seen before. Like the blood and mud splattered here on the back of his leg. How he has alternating colors of red and brown here on his boots. And of course, probably the largest things, the things that I haven't mentioned just yet, are the two axes he's wielding in either of his hands. There's blood on the blades, not sharp to the touch, thank goodness. But you can see there's blood there on the blades, so he definitely has used these. And there's blood speckled across the entire handle there as well. Very firmly gripping them on both sides. It looks like Batman is ready to do battle. Like I said, this is really a neat looking statue. I didn't get the opportunity to get the larger 12-inch size. And it certainly is probably to the benefit that they are now re-releasing some of the more popular statues they've done in the past in a slightly smaller scale. You get all the details and all the details piece points, like the paint and the paint application, the sculpt, and all the good things that the good larger statue had, just shrunk down, and nothing gets lost here when we look at the 7-inch version of it. You get as much all the details, like I said, that the larger version would have, just in a smaller space and a smaller footprint. So if you are somebody that is limited to the amount of collectibles that you can put on display, having them re-release a lot of their popular statues in a smaller format works quite well to collectors that don't have a whole lot of space to work with. Another detail I really like about this statue is if you look at the Caped Crusader, he doesn't have both feet on the display base. I've seen this been done a couple of times already, and it's nice because it doesn't confine the statue's character to where the display base is. He could be leaving off of the area like your bookshelf, for example, onto the base as if he's ready to do battle. And judging by the fact he's wielding battle axes with both hands, I'm pretty sure he's getting ready for battle. Get ready as well, because if you look at the back of the box, you'll see some as well, some other DC former collectible statues that were originally released in a larger scale format that DC Direct, now the new company name, is going to be re-releasing in mini scale statues. While I didn't look at the Batman in the middle, I did most definitely look at the Jim Lee on the far left, and on the far right, we just recently had a look at the Michael Turner Supergirl. If somebody would have liked to pick up either one of these, and again, space was a limitation, the idea that DC Direct now is re-releasing these statues in a smaller scale benefits collectors, both who have collected the larger scale and those who want to get these statues, but again, they just didn't have the space. So again, I love the fact that DC Direct are going back to what worked, getting some of the popular favorite statues in their past and re-release them in a smaller scale to work for, again, collectors that, like myself, I'm always running out of space. I'd love to get more and more statues, but space always becomes a concern. And the smaller mini statues are certainly right up my alley. Again, a big thank you to the folks over at DC Direct who took the time and sent this one my way. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think of the Greg Capullo Designer Series Batman. And if you did manage to get the original 12-inch size statue, would you consider the idea of getting the smaller scale statue as well? If you're also new to the channel, and you're liking most definitely the content that you're seeing, consider the idea, if you haven't done so already, to hit that subscribe button down below, move next door, and turn the bell notification on. And stay tuned to the channel Monday to Friday, sometimes also on the weekend, at 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when new videos pop up onto this channel. We're also going to be having a look at some upcoming DC Direct and DC Collectible statues and collectibles, so keep your peepers peeled for that. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.